Well, that was more like it, wasn't it? That was the performance of the season. Newcastle United were up against the reigning Dutch champions this evening, but they made them look average. I said in my pre-match preview this afternoon that they hadn't lost an away game in any competition for 11 months. Only 3 games they'd lost since April, all of them at home, and they're 16 points clear on their league. But tonight, we dominated that game. We bossed them. We made them look average. What a performance. I cannot fault any player, not even the subs. Every single player who started tonight and the subs impacted that game. Look, I will say this, the one blot on the night is Bruno. He did look a yard off the pace throughout the game. He initially went down in the Gallagher end to begin with, and what I could see from the corner, he was going like this to the referee with his elbow to signal he'd either been elbowed in the ribs or he'd been winded, but then he carried on. But then it looked like he was struggling, and it turns out he's got swelling around his ankles, so we'll hope he's okay, because we've got some very tough games coming up. Obviously, Aston Villa this Sunday. Then we've got a showdown in the Parc des Princes next Wednesday. All I have to say for tonight is what a performance, because after the frustration of Sunday at Wolves, when we had 66% possession, 34 crosses, 7 chances, but none clear cut. Tonight, looking at the stats, we had 11 shots, 4 on target, 5 off target, 3 clear cut chances, and 3 goals. Look, I'll say this. The way the game started, PSV had a lot of the ball. They were moving it around with pace, and looked like we were trying to settle a little bit, but as soon as we got that first goal, we were just settled from there on out. We did not look troubled. PSV's chances, because both goalkeepers only had 1 save each to make, but Nick Pope wasn't troubled all night. And their chances, there was a chance that went over the bar first half. Nick Pope had to do a punch as well from a corner. And then one of their players just sent one high and awfully wide towards the corner flag next to us. And then their final chance was second half near the end, when it just went wide of Nick Pope's left-hand post, but he had it covered. But they didn't lay a glove on all night. Their players kept going down. Looked like they kept getting injuries. They had a couple of subs for that. But I want to say this before I get onto the goals. Well done to the referee. Isn't it refreshing seeing a strong referee, a European referee? I can get onto the referee by tying into the first goal. Their goalkeeper, Kovar, done a horrible clearance, came to Bruno. He managed to play the ball through to Joe Linton. Now, Joe Linton could have took a shot first time with his left foot, but he was so unselfish, squared it for Wissa, and Wissa put it into the back of the net to open his Champions League account and his 3rd goal since joining it. That is excellent, and I've got to say, Johan Wissa was brilliant tonight. He got man of the match, though I think it was a close run call with Joe Linton and Lewis Hall, but I'll come on to the man of the matches. But yeah, the referee, it did go to the monitor, even though the semi-automated offsides in the Champions League. And I didn't know if it was a foul, but I have watched a quick replay back on social media of the goal, and it looks like it was for maybe an offside. But isn't it great seeing a referee stick by his own decision, have the courage of his convictions, unlike the Premier League referees, to stand by his decision? And then he just went, no, nothing wrong there, pointed to the centre circle, goal. And then a couple of other decisions there, players were going down, like I said, with knocks. Referee was just like, no, get up, play on. And until the teammates knocked it out of play, the referee just didn't want to know anything. He wasn't stopping it. But fair play to the PSV players. They weren't fearing a head injury like all Premier League teams do. But the referee just carried it on. Then the linesman overruled the ref a bit. He pointed for a throw into us towards the Leazers, and the referee actually sided with his linesman, because Premier League linesmen, half the time it looks like they've got my first linesman kit. They'll look at the flag like it's a high-vis jacket going, what do I do with this? It's so refreshing to have European referees. I just wish we had them in the Premier League, because the standard officiating for Premier League referees is here and European referees is there. The only bad call he made was, I think, second half. when the cross came in from the right-hand side from Miley, and Wissa was pushed in the back. But look, I'm not going to knock the referee for that. He had a good game overall, and his assistant. Came to the second goal. It was a horrible error by Gasarovsky. I don't know what he was doing, but their defence looked flimsy all night. To use an analogy, it was like looking at matchsticks that were made into a makeshift tower in a light breeze. Anytime we hit a long ball to them, or there was the ball towards Wissa to run onto, or Gordon, because we're pressing, was back tonight, was excellent. Their defence was flimsy. It looked like they didn't want the ball. The keeper's kicking was iffy. And yeah, Gasiorowski, he just got in an absolute mess. Wissa's pressing was excellent. And Wissa, like Joe Linton, could have went for the shot, but he was so unselfish, squared it to Gordon, and Gordon's finally got a goal from open play, albeit, yes, not in the Premier League, but Gordon was good as well tonight. I can't fault any player. And yeah, it was great to see Gordon get that goal, and hopefully that means Gordon getting that goal lifts his confidence, because it might be a case that the players haven't had any confidence lately, but just Gordon getting that goal hopefully helps him kickstart his season, because obviously he hasn't been putting the performances that I know he can. And then you go into the second half, a hoof ball in the air from one of their players came to Barnes, and Barnes just done an acceleration of pace into the area. And Gordon, not long before that, didn't unleash one with his left foot. Maybe could have took it. And I was saying to a couple of the lads who I'm with every game around us, we were saying Gordon, if he was like Barnes, had more confidence on his left foot, maybe took that. But then Barnes showed how it was done. And not long after, when, like I said, the ball was kind of hitting the air, it fell to him, and then he just burst of acceleration, drove past their players in the area. I went yes before he even connected with the ball, because I'm that confident Harvey Barnes is finishing. First time, straight across the keeper, Kovar, and into the bottom corner, and that was it, game over. Fantastic night all around. We had our identity back. We're in the face. We're high pressing, winning it back, not giving them a moment to breathe. And the crowd were excellent as well, I've got to say that. Just cheering throw-ins, cheering tackles. That's what it lifted the players. You could see it. And even the subs worked. Look, I'll go through the team. Like Nick Pope, like I said, he wasn't troubled all night. His kicking was a little better as well. He was taking risks with his kicking. Yeah, a couple didn't come off, but it was encouraging to see. There was one moment, first half, where he tried to play it through not long before half time, and at the centre, Joe Linton, it didn't come off, but it's good to see him like trying the like risky passes. And yes, it might have come off, but with defence was solid tonight. So Nick Pope had a comfortable game. Trippier, his experience tonight, good technically on the ball. Lewis Hall, outstanding again. I thought he might have been my man of the match. Well, obviously he was my man of the match, but Johan Wissa got it. But like I said, every player had a good game. It was Wissa's best game tonight, but Hall, just excellent again. Just his technical ability to carry the ball out of tight areas and get wow. I mean, he's well on his way if he's not there already to being a £100 million player. All we have to do is be ambitious and keep competing, because he's a Newcastle fan anyway, so that's half the battle keeping him here. But if he's not in ahead of players like O'Reilly or anyone else, or Lewis Skelly for the World Cup for Thomas Tuchel, it's criminal. He's world class. He's fantastic. Sven Botman, Malik Chow. This is tying in with Lewis Hall and Kieran Trippier. The defence tonight, they're all technically sound on the ball, and they were just... They controlled it. They bossed PSV's front line. And Malik Chow and Sven Botman didn't break a sweat. That was probably Sven Botman's best game. Like we said, he needs a run of games. If he continues in that vein, he'll be in the Netherlands squad at the World Cup. Like, his use of the ball was excellent, dominant in the air, in his tackles. Malik Chow the same. Those two, they showed tonight, if they can do it on a consistent basis, that they will be our centre-back pairing for years to come. But the defence tonight, all technically brilliant on the ball, and it showed. It's the only downside is if Trippier was younger. It's such a shame Trippier's not younger, because his experience tonight was great. Obviously, until then he came off in case he tired for Lewis Miley, and then Lewis Miley went right back when subs were made.
What a moment this was, by the way. The roar that went round when Miley got the armband. Honestly, the future's bright for him.
Going into midfield, yeah, like I said, Bruno was the only one off the pace, but when he got that ankle injury, I don't know if he took a knock, but he doesn't miss a game. That's why you can't knock with captain. He never misses a game. His best ability, despite his technical play, is his availability. So it is a worry. We don't want to lose him. Hopefully it's just that it was just an impact knock on his ankle. The swelling will go down. He's fine for Sunday. Joe Linton was a colossus. Bit like Tonali. Tonali was, not outstanding, but those two, Joe Linton was a colossus and Tonali was just, he looked better tonight. He was excellent. Those two covered so much ground. They were everywhere. And then you go at the front three. Barnes was pressing, was good. He was getting in the right areas. Couple of decent balls. But again, you think he is a little ineffective when he's on the right because his natural position is left wing. But look, Gordon didn't play bad tonight. Like I said, Gordon got his goal and his pressing was good. Yes, he was a little quiet for 5 minutes after he got his goal, but his work rate and his pressing tonight was outstanding. And he took his man on a couple of times. And like I said, he was a little unconfident going on his left foot and the chance at the Gallagher second half. But look, I can't fault Gordon tonight, and I hope he now kicks on. And Wissa was Wissa's best game. He looked fitter tonight. He looked like he had more minutes in his legs. And his running was good. There was one point second half, you saw Eddie Howe, he called him over, and he was like that because the keeper was getting the ball and he was like kind of shifting his right. Wissa's runs were too straight and he was playing it to the man behind Wissa. But Eddie Howe then went like that. You saw him like going arky runs, like run diagonally, and it cut off that passing lane. But his runs tonight in behind, like I said, his pressing was good. It led to the second goal when he won it off Gasiorowski and then unselfishly squared it to Gordon. Got a goal, and that's now his third one. He's off the mark in the Champions League, a goal and assist. Wissa's best game tonight. He'll get a run of games and he'll do well. And the subs were all right. Willock, Willock's couple of passes did go awry, but Willock won a lot of balls. His work rate was there and started a few attacks. Ramsey was tidy, were taking over. His use of the ball was good. I've got to say, fantastic tonight. He had the crowd. Anthony Elanga was great. I joined in with that straight away because, like I said, yes, we have constructively criticised him. I have. But you know, there's a player in there. I said in my preview this afternoon, he was brilliant for Forest. He's got the ability. And tonight, he played well. He put in a couple of good crosses, especially that one for Voltemada that was saved by the keeper. And he made a couple of good runs. His pressing was good. He was winning balls, them going out to play. He was making his runs as well. His runs, the crowd were encouraging him. He put on their defenders under so much pressure, so much better from Anthony Elanga tonight. I hope he can kick on. It's good to hear the support of the crowd. And Voltemada had the header, but he won a couple of aerial balls. He won that header from Elanga's cross and a couple of nice bits of play technically. But again, like I said, we need to find a system to get him involved more because he is a number 10. But I will say this, I think for the rest of this season, Voltemada and Wissa just go as they are. We haven't got the time with all the games, the turnaround between games, or the training time. So I think we'll just have to make do until season's end, and then Eddie Howe will figure it out in pre-season when they come back, time on the training pitch to find a way to get Voltemada in the system because him and Wissa have got quality. And like Elanga, I hope that all do come good. You want them to come good. I'll support anyone who's out there grafting for it. But yeah, I'd say tonight was the performance of the season. Every player turned up. We had our identity back. We were pressing, we were harrying, we were in their face and not letting them have a moment to breathe, and it led to the goals with we're pressing and in quick turnovers, winning the ball like Bruno did in a quick ball with energy and pace into Joe Linton, and then unselfishness where it's more about the team than the individual. So I honestly, I'm so happy tonight. It was great seeing we do that, and what a platform it sets this up for in the final league phase game next week at the Parc des Princes, because it moves into 7th place tonight, but we are now level on points and goal difference with PSG, both plus 10, both on 13 points. PSG is 6th, we're 7th. Wow, what a game that'll be. But we've secured playoffs minimum, and it looks like, a draw could be favour enough to get with top 8, but I mean, What an incentive that is. No more have the playoffs. That could take the pressure off a little bit. Go over there. We played well against them in 23-24 till we got shafted. And that still annoys me to this day. I'll admit that. I said that to the lads tonight. They were sick of us saying it. But like when it bounced off Tino's shin and then went on his elbow and it was given as a pen because they were never scoring from open play. Until we beat PSG, that'll always linger. But look, we've got to go there next week. Pressure's kind of off that we've got playoffs. And it looks like we could secure 9th to 16th. So it means we could be at home second leg if it does end up being the playoffs. But go there, no fear. European champions. If you give me this at the start of the Champions League phase, going into the final day, level on points and goal difference, only behind PSG in the league phase on goals scored, and it's a chance to secure top 8 in 2 less games next month, I would bite your hand off. So I am absolutely relishing that next week. But obviously, like I said, the only blot on tonight is Bruno. We hope he's all right because Villa are missing Kamara for the rest of the season and McGinn's out, the player everyone likes to dislike. Villa are rocking a bit. They lost to Everton. And they're in Turkey tomorrow night, so they've got travelling to do. So keep the momentum going before we've got some tough away games coming up. But I am absolutely buzzing after tonight. Fantastic performance of the season. I can't fault any player. My 3 best players were Joe Linton 3rd, Johan Wissa 2nd, Lewis Hall 1st. But look, I'm not complaining that Wissa got man of the match. He had his best game tonight. But anyway, that's it from me for now. Thank you so much for watching. I hope everyone's in a good mood because that was a fantastic Newcastle performance tonight. The crowd were good. Great to hear a chance of there's only one Bobby Robson, only one Kevin Keegan. And even after the 3rd goal, everyone stand up. Go and stand up if you love the tune. The whole ground got up. Excellent, excellent, excellent night. But that's it from me for now. It's 10 past midnight. I want to grab a bite to eat before I go to bed. I am recording this a little bit late, but I'll get it edited and uploaded first thing in the morning. But for now, thank you so much for watching. Please like, please comment, please subscribe, and I will see you before our next game against Aston Villa on Sunday. Good night, everyone. Fantastic, every one of them tonight.